And welcome back. This is your man Warrior, and this is another patron roster review, and this is Krakoon from Eternal Empire Academy. Now you're probably wondering, what am I doing another roster review? I thought you quit the game. Well, I do have patrons and they do support me, and yes, I did quit the game, but I do have a few more roster reviews to do. So yes, I am going to honor my word and do those roster reviews. Now Krakoon is a dolphin, been playing less than a year, about 8 months, and honestly, he said, how do I get higher in arena? You know what? He doesn't need a roster review. He's doing phenomenal as a dolphin with less than a year. Honestly, 8 months and he can get #1 in fleet and can get into the top 20 in regular arena. He is running the right team. So all I really can do, if what he wants to know is how to get higher in arena, is basically to help strategize the next step and then the next step after that. That's right. We're just going to talk about what he's doing right, the next step after where he's at here, and then the next step after that. So we're going to talk a little bit about kind of where he's come from, where he's going, and then where he should be going after that. His arena team looks really well, and he has really relicked the right characters, and his roster looks really pretty good. He's super focused, and for about 8 months, he's done everything right. He followed up Scissorman pretty well. Again, starting in April, I started in January on my Scissorman, but really doing amazing. Now, he chased Revan, which is the first thing you should do, and he chased Revan and got Revan. In fact, he did ships the way I did ships and got his Padme, just like I would suggest, including getting his Geonosian Brood Alpha to help make his Geos amazing, and he did that as well. So there you go. So the next step in this lineage, after you get Revan, is to go for Darth Revan. That's right. Darth Revan is the next step. And then after Darth Revan, the next step after that is the Separatists and then the Galactic Republic. So we're going to look a little bit at the Darth Revan journey and kind of where you need to go to get your Darth Revan. So we're going to look at kind of Sith Empire and the Old Republic. Okay, so the first 4 characters in this row are perfect. Jedi Knight Revan looks fine, Jolie Bindo looks fine, Bastila is high enough, and T3, surprisingly, is high enough. Now, Mission and Zalbar, Juhani, Carthonasi, and Canderous Ordo, who's not listed here, who's actually missing, are the rest of the Old Republic that you need to be worried about. And then what's not showing on here are the Sith Empire, so you're going to have to think about Darkside Bastila and then HK-47. So there's 3 more characters that are not showing on here: Darkside Bastila, HK-47, and Canderous Ordo. Now there is the where you would like to get them initially, and then where would you like to land them eventually, because you're a dolphin, so you can take them higher eventually, but initially to kind of get them. Plus, there's unlocking Darth Revan, and then there's eventually going for, Darth Malak, because eventually Darth Malak, you're going to have a certain GP threshold, 16,500, and you've got to do certain things to acquire that threshold and or beat it so you can get it, okay? So T3 is actually high enough. That's all you got to do is, gear 6, gear 7, and that, or gear 7, gear 8, and that's it. He's just barely got to be, high enough. Gear 7, gear 8, and that's basically it. Juhani really only has to go to gear 7, gear 8 as well. So Juhani, you hardly have to invest any gear in. So really all you got to do for Juhani is get your stars up. So you just have to do the farm, the physical star farm, the rarity, okay? Get Juhani up from 3 stars to 7 stars, and then level 85. Carthonasi, you got to get the stars up. You're going to have to go to level 85, 7 star. Now, Karth, Mission, and Zalbar are all 3 identical in that you're going to want to take them to 7 star, level 85, gear level 11 with a Zeta. Karth, the leadership Zeta, Mission, and Zalbar, the unique Zetas. And the gear level 11 is the minimum. Now, with the Zeta, that'll get you to the 16,500, and you'll be able to do the mission and probably be able to get, as long as you mod them correctly, be able to get Malak. Now, if you can't get Malak, you might have to toss a little bit more gear on there, but you would be at the minimum threshold. Now, eventually, you would want all of them to go to gear 12. Ultimately, really, Mission and Zalbar, you're going to want, and Karth, you're going to want to take to Gear 12, because ultimately they're going to be great for, Grand Arena Championships, territory battles, territory wars, all the places in the game where you're going to end up using them. So Old Republic are great teams, but for Juhani, really Gear 8 is all you're going to ever have to do. Now, Canderous Ordo, not shown here, but part of the Old Republic. Canderous Ordo is a unique one. His Zeta's really not worth it in my opinion, but you either have to do the same thing and take him to Gear 11 with the Zeta, like Carthonasi, Zalbar, and Mission, for the event to get him to 16,500. So you have to do Zeta plus Gear 11. Or you have to take him to Gear 12, and it's painful. I'll tell you, I did that on my Scissorman account. It's super painful, but I took him to Gear 12 on my Scissorman account for that event. So you have two choices. Take it to Gear 12 or take him to Gear 11 with Zeta. So the Zeta may be the route you want to go, but for durability, stability, for Grand Arena, and to save the Zeta, you might just take him to Gear 12. So there's that. Just think about it. That's something you're going to have to decide. But Canderous either has to be Gear 11 with Zeta or 12. And then you're going to have Zalbar, Mission, and Karth with Zeta plus 11, but eventually take him to 12. And then the other two that are not shown, of course, are going to be your Sith Empire, because eventually for Darth Revan, and then also for going in and getting your Darth Malak, you're going to need your Bastila, Darkside Bastila, and HK-47. And those you're going to want Gear 11 for the event for Darth Revan, but then you're going to want eventually Gear 12 for Darth Malak, and then eventually for Arena, you're going to want Gear 13. So 11, 12, and then 13. 11 for Darth Revan, 12 for Darth Malak, and then 13 for Arena. So they kind of have differing staging points for the different characters. And currently, when you look at your Sith Empire, you're really just totally and completely out on right field here. Your Basilishan is just 4-star Gear 8. So you really got to get HK. The good news with HK is he's not a hard gear that much, and he's really not a hard farm. Super, super fast and easy farm. Basilishan Fallen, the gear's not super hard. She's a medium farm. Getting her gear leveled up, star wise, is kind of medium as well. She's not the hardest, but she's not the easiest. So she's just kind of one of those you got to go. But HK is pretty easy. So you're definitely going to want to work on them. But the Old Republic Sith Empire should be your hyper focus, next focus, because right now you kind of capped out in Arena. You're doing really well, but you need to not be thinking about where am I at now. You need to be thinking about where am I going next. And where you should be going next is Malak. And Malak should be what you're focused on. And if you are genuinely focused on Malak, you should have Sith Empire and Old Republic cooking, right now cooking, which means these guys should be in your favorites and they should be getting leveled up, starred up, geared up, moved up, zetaed up, boom. You know what I mean? These should be your only focus, hyper focus. Everything else should be trash. Nothing else should matter. Only your Sith Empire and only your Old Republic. This should be what you care about. After you get your Sith Empire and your Old Republic up and you get your Darth Revan and then you end up getting your Malak, then and only then should you evolve over to your Separatists. Now, your Separatists are going to be a little bit of work because Separatists are, but Separatists are going to be work. You've got your Geonosians already kind of where they sort of need to be, but Separatists are more than that. Separatists are droids, as well as Count Dooku, Asajj Ventress, Newt Gunray, Droideka, B1, B2, General Grievous. There are a lot that aren't even showing. There's a lot of Separatists you're going to need for General Anakin Skywalker. He's really ultimately going to be next after Sith Empire. He's going to be the next guy that you're going to kind of want to chase. At least I would suggest that. And this team, the Separatist team, is a very, very powerful faction. They're needed for the territory battles. They're really high damage dealers. They're really great for the grand arenas. And then these characters are just really, really phenomenal for, grand arenas and for the territory wars. And so Separatists, once you get through your Old Republic and you get through getting your Darth Revan and Malak, then I would start to focus on your Separatists. And once you start getting the pieces of your Separatists in play and you start, really building out the characters that you need, specifically the droid team with Droideka, B1, B2, your General Grievous, and, you start getting these guys where you need, then you can kind of finish up and move over to the Galactic Republic to finish them. Now, What I would suggest is, because your Galactic Republic looks so good, you can kind of just say your Galactic Republic is done for now. Because you're a dolphin, you're not a whale, you can kind of say they're good enough. You don't have to say, oh, I need to keep working on them. They can kind of be good enough for now. And then just like I said, focus on getting your Darth Revan and your Malak. Get your Darth Revan and Malak where they need to be, and then you can go get your Separatists where they need to be, and then you can move over into Galactic Republic and finish your Galactic Republic where they need to be. Now, when you move over into Galactic Republic, obviously your Padme needs to go up, your General Kenobi needs to go up, your Ahsoka Tano needs to go up. You'll also have to work on your Shaak Ti plus your 501st. That's going to be your 5s, your Rex, your Echo. Those 3 guys are really, really important underneath Shaak Ti. And then, of course, Ahsoka Tano, General Kenobi, Padme, Jenna, Anakin. These are all characters that you're going to need as well. But Anakin looks great. General Kenobi's already gear 12 with Zeta. Ahsoka and Padme are both gear 11. So you're already looking really, really good. Like I said, this looks phenomenal in comparison to your Separatists. Separatists are pretty far off, and so that's why I say we really should be focused on Darth Revan and Malak right now. That's really one of the top 3 best teams ever. Galactic Republic's up there, but your Galactic Republic look way better and way farther along than your Darth Revan does, and your Revan looks great as well. So you're Revan and Galactic Republic ready, but you're not Darth Revan or Separatist ready. So we've really got to start that dark side focus, because you're just really weak or lacking in your dark side focus. So let's go after that Darth Revan, that Darth Malak, and that Separatist as your real heavy push. If you do that, I think you're going to set yourself up for success over the next 6 to 8 months. That's really, really important in the game. So I hope that that helps you, and I hope that that gives you some more focus and some more drive over the next 6 to 8 months. You're doing really well in your Grand Arena Championships. It looks like you're strategically picking the right characters to set on defense and the right ones to do on offense, because in Grand Arena, you're just kicking butt, going Kybers. So if you have any questions, make sure you leave them in the comment section down below. And as always, keep your gaming on. Warrior, out.